Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rufa. I'm a multi-platinum producer, and we're back today with another R&B cook-up. And for today, we got that Tory Lanez A Boogie R&B vibe. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing that I'm gonna start with here is the keyscape, and here we got the LA Custom Softest preset. Let's go ahead and come up with some chords and see what we got. Always make your foundation simple, and then you can build and scale it up. As far as effects, I got the SSL channel, which is an EQ, and here's the settings that I tweaked. After that, I pulled the frequency splitter, and the only thing that I did here is cut off the lows. Now I'm gonna add the second piano to make the chord progression more interesting and feels different. So let's go ahead and create some notes and see what we got. So far, this is what I came up with, and I'm gonna play it combined with the first piano progression. So a little atmosphere there. And when it comes to effects, I got a frequency splitter. I left only the part I liked, which is the mids, and then I added the roam for a reverb. Now I'm gonna add some electric piano and play the same chords as the chord progression, but just a little bit different. Maybe take out some notes here and there. And in this case, we got the Scarbe A200, and the preset is Breakfast in New York. I'm gonna play the Rose by itself, and then we can combine with the other elements. Let's go ahead and play it with the other parts. Now for the Rose, I duplicated the same preset from the piano early on, the one we started with, and we got the SSL channel and we got the frequency splitter with the low cutoff. And that brings me to my next sound, which is the guitar. And in this case, I went ahead and added the Evolution Jazz arc top or arch top, and this is what I played. And when you add it in context, so for the guitar, I have a 3D stereo enhancer, I have an SSL channel, and a frequency splitter with the low cutoff. Now I was thinking adding another guitar, but this time with the wah effect, so let's go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna use the same guitar, the Evolution Jazz arc top. These are the notes that I played. And in context, I wanted to add a percussion element, and this is a percussion loop from one of the drum kits that I'm working on, and this is how it sounds like. So when you add that in context, now let's go ahead and add some bass to make this sample feel more authentic. And on this one, we got the classic bass from Contact. Here, I just followed the root notes and I ended up muting all the extra notes. For the bass, I kept it simple, no effects, and I went straight up to the vocals. I ended up with 2 or 3 phrases, so this is how they sound like one by one. Here we got the first one. so you can barely hear it, but trust me, it's there to add a little element to the sample. Not everything has to be loud and not everything has to be noticeable. So for these vocals, I did some compression with a free limiter, and I have a fab filter, reverb, and these are the settings that I have. Now the next vocal that I have is just a vocal accent that comes every 4 measures or 8 measures, and this is how it sounds like. And as far as effects for this vocal, I have an EQ too, and that's it. Now for the next vocal phrase, this is what I have. So it's very low, you can barely hear it. This is what it sounds like in context. And for this vocal, I have a halftime, a looperator, stereo enhancer, compression, and parametric EQ to cut off the highs, and that's it. That's pretty much it for the sample. Now let's go ahead and hit the drums. And here when it comes to drums, I started with the kick, which is not usually often the case, but I went ahead and started with that anyway. After that, I went straight to the rims. I added the first rim and then I added a second rim, and these are all from my drum kit dropping soon, the RnB drum kit. I know it's been a lot of demands. I'm working on a good product for y'all. Pretty simple pattern because I want to make room for the artist, especially that the sample is busy here and there. Let's go ahead and keep adding elements, and then I come up with a shaker. And then another percussion, which I think is a rim shot. And after that, an open hat. Now another hi-hat. And another hi-hat. And now after the drums, let's go ahead and add the 808. And this is what the 808 sounds like. Now let's go ahead and hear the full beat and see how everything blew up together.
I can get you drunk, sloppy, top me, get a head low like lobby, beat it up, rocky, chain, swinging, name, ringing, shit change, don't entertain the same women. Woozy, boy, I like your vibe, let's stop by the jacuzzi. Then I like your frame and the pearl, Gucci, French bitch from Montana, told her I'ma smurder dance in that coochie. Look, fuck all that singing shit, let's keep it raw and rugged. I wanna see you take shots to your body's all in my covers and your friends threesomeing and talking orgies discussion, and we at the table speaking who freaky and doing what when we back in the spot. Magnums come out the box and never go back in the box. She takes shots like back shots, she's back in the shots. My dick hop out the zipper something like Jack in the Box. You know I made a turn, shot a clock, stop acting so shy. Come on.
Take shots, take shots, take shots, shot after shot. What drink you drink? Cause I'm trying to eat tonight.
This came out amazing. If you have any comment on this video, I will reply. And if you have any suggestions on what to do on the next videos, please let me know. With that being said, see you guys next time. Peace.